Alright. Switching around. There we go. Transition. Oh, wait. First, unmute. Then transition. Alright. So, yeah, we left off at this site. The Isle of Britain was collapsing. All the buildings the fairies had built in imitation of human civilization. All the corpses, from those heaped up in ages past to those freshly killed by the calamities. The insect sucked more of them into the air with every passing second, and swallowed them whole. The northern lands dissipated like snow. The southern lands drifted away like ash. Those few who somehow managed to survive all joined hands and fell into the void. It was as though everything in Fairy Britain had been no more than a single night's dream. I still can't identify that unknown servant's spirit origin pattern. Doesn't match any of the 7 main classes or even any of the extra ones. I've never seen anything like this class before. What is that thing, Holmes? I can only confirm that its class is unknown. There are those who serve as inspiration to others and usher in new ages by doing good deeds. Heroes. And there are those who help good things come about by serving as necessary obstacles. Anti-heroes, the counter to heroes. Among these, there were doubtless some anti-heroes who accomplished great feats through treachery. An imposter. No, someone who achieved greater power and feats than even one who is genuine, by deceiving others about the nature of their very soul. Such an anti-hero would not be an avenger or a ruler, nor would they be an entity from an outer zone or a distinct separate personality within a person. No, they would be a pretender, a heroic spirit mired in falsehoods, who fights entire worlds rather than people or beasts. Indeed, I can think of no better name for Oberon. Come the hell on! What the world's going on here? The boy won! Kirillite came through with flying colors. I know it may not be possible for our world to coexist with this lost belt, but we never wanted to destroy it. We saved Britain, damn it! So why is this happening? Answer me, Holmes. What in the world is that monster? I suspect it's the concept of emptiness. It may seem like a living creature, but it has no muscles, no bones, and no organs. What appears to be its mouth is, in actuality, a hole. Though it appears to be sucking up the ground, in truth, the ground is falling up toward it. Imagine a bathtub filled with water. Now imagine that our world is that water, and that creature is the drain. What happens to the water in a bath once the plug is removed from the drain? Well, it's water, right? So it'd just make a little whirlpool and swirl down the drain. Wait, then you're saying that thing isn't sucking everything up, but indeed, we, or rather the very space we inhabit it, is falling towards it. Even if we were able to escape our present location, it would achieve nothing. Now that the plug has been removed, everything on the planet is going to fall into that hole. The very epitome of a pitfall. I simply never imagined there could be a hole the entire world could fall into. Vortigern, the cowardly king who killed Uther, King Arthur's father. Then you must be King Arthur's archenemy for this lost belt. No, I couldn't care less about King Arthur. Think bigger, Mash. I'm humanity's archenemy. Vortigern was Britain's destiny incarnate in your world too, right? Well, I'm not about to allow humanity to have their own age. Not on my watch. If humans are just going to trample all over Britain's mystics, I'd rather end it before the age of mystics comes to a close. I'd like to go out on a high note, in essence, even if it means killing myself. And yeah, you don't have to say it. Believe me, I get it. There's nothing worse than when the thing you hate becomes super popular. Not that that matters when King Arthur comes along to stop you in your tracks. That's the problem with your world. Neither the good nor the evil ones in it are willing to go far enough. Want to destroy humanity? You need to destroy the world itself. Your Vortigern failed because he couldn't cross that line. Why do you want to destroy all of humanity? They disgust me. What of it? Wouldn't a bunch of vermin skittering around the corners of your room disgust you too? Disgust.
I mean, I guess that's one way of saying, bruh, have you seen humanity?
Disgusting? You think this Britain is disgusting? That the fairies and humans who live in the land of the Fae are all disgusting? Huh? You mean...
Holy John was here, we'd have a word to say about that.
Huh? You mean you actually like them, Mesh? Wow, that's really something. Don't take it too personally. It's not just this place that disgusts me. It's everything. To me, even your world looks like a giant pile of shit. That was vulgar, wasn't it? Not how the Fairy King should speak, is it? Sorry, I'll be more careful in the future. Think you can forgive me just this once? Especially after all we've been through together? In fact, tell you what. I apologize for everything I just said. If you'd rather, we can just forget this whole thing happened. Huh? Okay. Wait. Huh? I don't understand, Master. It seemed like Oberon was being completely sincere just now. Stop messing with Mash. Why, whatever do you mean? You only ever tell lies. So you do get it. I'm so glad to hear that, Silver Shinobi. You're right. I'm a liar. I never told you guys the truth. Not once! But I was still deadly serious about destroying Britain. And I relied on you most to make that happen. I mean, think about it. If someone told you to do something as huge as destroy Britain, where would you even begin? I was as clueless as the next person. I didn't know what I was going to do. The more I thought about it, the more I realized that even if I could defeat Morgan, it wouldn't be enough. I would need so many pieces to fall into place to bring down Fairy Britain. Morgan and Chaldea alone just weren't going to cut it. Everything had to happen at the right time, and I'd only get a single chance. Even I had no choice but to watch my every step carefully. But then, I saw you on that beach, and I instantly realized, this guy's a total moron, the perfect performer. I just know he's going to make all my dreams come true. I truly believed from the bottom of my heart that you were the worst and best spectator I could hope for. One I knew would bring everything to a spectacular end. So which is it? Performer or spectator? Fine, I take it back. You're a nitpicky critic. Happy now? Anyway, my intuition was right. You lived up to my expectations and then some. So much so that I wouldn't have minded letting you live. Except, I have to destroy Chaldea, too. Vortigern's goal is to ensure this false Britain finally disappears, since it's hung around for far too long after his death. But me? My goal is to wipe out humanity. And Chaldea's whole deal is protecting proper human history, right? Kinda makes us mortal enemies. So I'm going to kill you all here so you can't change things up on me later. The abyssal worm is falling towards us. What the hell? I can't put any distance between us and that, no matter how hard I push it. Captain, Da Vinci, Holmes. Hell, I'll even take Chubby. Hurry and get Silver Shinobi and Mash back inside. Ah, crap, we're not gonna make it. The collapse is coming straight for us. We can't get away. It's gonna swallow us whole. Damn it! Now all our sensors have stopped working too. I can't tell what's going on outside anymore. Hell, it's so dark in here I can't even tell what's going on inside either. There's no sound or light anywhere. What do we do, Captain? What can we possibly do against... Lock the deck's gravity. Point the bow straight up. Set the engines to the second stage. If that thing's trying to make us fall in, we just have to rise away from it. Even if we're in total darkness. Even if we're inside an endless hollow. I'm not giving up until our engines do. All hands, maintain battle stations. The creature causing this collapse may still be out there, but so are Silver Shinobi and Mash. And knowing those two, they'll find a way out of this. Ooh. It's a little dark in here. When I was born, I couldn't even breathe. Not so much as a single toe was truly alive. I was a rotten mass of fluid inside a chrysalis. Under the circumstances, can you imagine how I felt when I woke to the morning sun's rays? I was in the autumn woods at the outskirts of Fairy Britain. The autumn woods, full of fairies who had been bullied, persecuted, and had nowhere else to go. The only thing to do there was die. It was there among those who didn't belong anywhere else. Among those who were hated and forgotten, and now had nothing left to do but die. That my chrysalis suddenly appeared. My chrysalis looked just like a fairy, but it wasn't. It was a device Britain itself created to bring about its own end. I can't believe this timeline is still hanging on more than 10,000 years after it died. It's sick. I hate everything that lives on this damn island. I just want to erase it all from existence. That's all I am. A single insect born from this island's own excretory hatred of living creatures. But of course, as an insect born from excrement, my birth was a wretched affair. My chrysalis appeared both pitiful and beautiful, so the fairies must have thought I was their king. They gathered around it and watched over my chrysalis until it stood up on its own. Oh, God, that was disgusting. Now that it was standing up, it was a chrysalis no longer. It was the perfect fairy tale king, the very sort those of the forest had long awaited. for it looked like the Fairy King depicted by a famous, talented, somewhat mean-spirited author. First the King of the Moors, now this? So I'm a ghost liner. A servant now. I guess as long as they're born from people's desires, it doesn't matter whether a servant's original is real or fake. It turned out a fairy named Oberon existed in both proper human history and fairy Britain. But this Oberon, pretending to be a king, was a creature composed entirely of lies. Everything he said was untrue, thanks to the underlying premise that it was all just part of a single night's revelry. Wow. This is amazing. Everything I say or do ultimately becomes twisted. I love you became I don't love you, and I don't love you became I don't even care about you. That was just who Oberon was. And given his nature as a heroic spirit, there was nothing he could do about it. Oh well, that's fine. I was already planning on lying through my teeth all the time anyway. That aside, this is all because Britain gets flotsam floating in from the outside. For someone who's supposed to hate proper human history so much, Morgan really seems to have a paradoxical and unhealthy love for it. And so, the Fairy King was born. As luck would have it, this was right when the Child of Prophecy's poem was becoming the hottest topic in fairy society. The king already knew a good deal about proper human history, but this time he made sure to do his homework extra thoroughly. He knew the story of King Arthur, whom Morgan was wary of, so he decided he would make use of the Fairy of Paradise, the AVALON the FAE, who had appeared somewhere in Britain. When I was born, I couldn't even breathe. Not so much as a single toe was truly alive. I was a rotten mass of fluid inside a chrysalis. And from inside it, all I could see was wriggling insects, like a sea of living rubbish. Oberon was born from Britain's death throes. Oberon didn't love any of the island's creatures. His only thought upon being informed of his duty to destroy Fairy Britain, in accordance with the island's own wishes, was, isn't there anyone else who could do it? Oh well, now that I've been born, I guess I have no choice. Damn it, my body still won't move. Every breath I take feels like it's going to kill me. Just moving my toes makes me feel like I'm going to jump out of my skin. And the worst part is, just being alive makes me sick. As a chrysalis, Oberon could not close his eyes, and that is why he could not look away from them. Wriggling, wriggling. For over half a year, all Oberon could do was stare as they wriggled away in front of him. Oberon was born from filthy sludge. Even inside his chrysalis, he was still no more than sludge. Everywhere he looked, everything he saw looked like so much putrid sludge. He was disgusted by the sight of these vagrant weaklings clinging to unfounded hope. He was disgusted by these starved wretches now depending on him for help, after they had been endlessly tricked and deceived by everyone else. He was disgusted at being treated like a king by these creatures who could only crawl, squirm, and wriggle. And above all, he was disgusted with himself for being at the very bottom of such an awful situation. He felt like a butterfly corpse being swarmed by ants, the kind of thing that happens in trash heaps in the deepest dregs of the world. Pure loathing grew in his chest, but not for any one person in particular. He didn't despise the insects swarming him, or even himself for being swarmed. It was everything. It was the structure of the world itself. That was what Oberon decided had to go. But never mind his backstory now. Hang in there, Silver Shinobi. You're almost at the end. You've still got to turn things around spectacularly at the very last moment, don't you? That star. Huh? You're alive? That's strange. You do know we're in the abyss now, right? Oh, I see. Did you already overcome your lost will? That would explain how you opened your eyes. I think that's just going to make your death much, much more painful, though. But hey, you do you. Where's Mash? Why, she's sleeping right next to you, silly. She may as well not be here, though. She's not waking up. Hey, since you're awake and all, why don't we talk for a bit? You must be pretty tired, right? Here, have some food. It's one of those ration things. I found it in your ship while I was doing a little wandering inside. What, you're wondering why I'm being so nice to you? I'm not. I only went into your ship to kill your companions. I killed Mash first, you know. You're going to die soon, too. You guys are falling inside an endless hollow right now. The abyssal worm's thorax is infinite. You see, there's no destination here. No endpoint. Everything it swallows just keeps falling. Forever. Hey, Pip-Boy 45. Sorry, got the number wrong. Welcome to the stream. And since it goes on infinitely, there's no entrance or exit. Once you're swallowed, it's over. It doesn't matter how strong or accomplished you might be, nothing can escape this hollow. Not unless you kill me. But nobody's going to wake up in here. They're all dreaming of falling. If anyone did manage to wake up, they'd be able to see just like you can. But most of them will simply keep falling. Frankly, I think you would have been happier that way too. Staying conscious in here will just make the rest of your short life hell. Think about it. Even after you die, you're going to keep falling forever in this endless darkness. Isn't that horrifying? That would mean you're stuck in this hell too. True, it does. But now that the abyssal worm has manifested, there's no avoiding the world being destroyed. So in here, out here, doesn't matter to me. My life was already hell. Anywho, there's nothing you can do now. You can't even perform simple summons in here. There's been nothing like this place in human history, so you won't find a single heroic spirit record here. So how can you summon something that doesn't exist? You'll either go mad from the endless falling, or eventually you'll close your eyes and slip back into dreaming about falling. So, which will it be? If you decide you'd rather sleep, just let me know. Of course, if you still want to save the world, you don't have any time left to think about it. Now that the British Lost World is gone, we're back in the standard time stream. You said Chaldea observed the planet disappearing in 24 hours, right? They were right. You haven't even got a minute to spare at this point. If you want to save the world, you'll have to fight me. If you fight me, I'll kill you. I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound like a great way to die to me. I couldn't agree more. Whoa! You actually tried to punch me. How'd you ever make it this far with a skull so thick? Well, if you're so eager to die, I'm happy to help you with that. I do enjoy watching people fighting battles they haven't got a chance of winning. I do have a chance. Huh? Where? Help will be here any moment now. Weren't you listening? I told you, no one's coming to... It's like you said. We're just bystanders, right? Caster, to me! You! No! No, no, no! It can't be! Ayo! I have heard the foreign mage's summons, and come to his aid in accordance with our contract. If this battle is not to punish Britain, but to save the world, then I will cross even the ends of time to deliver this sword into his hands. Alright. I think this is the final battle. Now, I was advised. Oh, cutscene first, right? I heard the ringing of a bell. Not the coercive bell I've heard countless times before, but a kind, familiar bell that called to you, that believed in you. This is the storm I was always running in, a maelstrom of wickedness, a crucible of hearts laid bare. A storm of dark, cold, ear-splitting voices no different from a drainage ditch. No, 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 no! Make it stop! Make it stop! I don't know how many times I thought I couldn't go on, or wished for death to free me. The only reason I was able to keep running without losing my way was because that light was there. The pale blue light of a tiny, far-off star shining somewhere beyond the storm. When I fell, I picked myself up even as I cried. When I was exhausted, I turned my head skyward. No matter when I looked, the star was always there, shining in the distance. A flicker of virtue among a sea of vice. A bright future awaiting me. There's no way that could possibly be true. No, even if it was, it doesn't matter. For you, that star is just a bright light. That was all it had to be to become your goal. Knowing someone else was out there, somewhere, looking at that same star was the only thing that gave you hope. It was the one thing that never changed, no matter how the storm raged. Right. That's right. That's all I had keeping me going. I was terrified of most things. Most things I didn't dare to trust, but that star's light always encouraged me. You and that star may not have any connection. That star may never point your way or come down from the heavens to help you, but yeah, I don't care about Britain or the future. But as long as that star is shining, I'll never give up. No matter how much the world shook with storms, or how much more time was spent suffering than at peace. That light has always watched over you, even since you were a child. It's the one thing in the storm that always shone bright. You didn't do this for society, or for peace, or even for yourself. That little star's light never lost its brilliance. It's the one thing I don't want to betray. But that's all over now. Accept the bell's timbre. Finish your journey. Just like she could never be happy in that white castle, your life cannot continue beyond this point. Continue down this path and you, the one who chanted the king's name, will disappear. You won't be needed anymore. Can you really do all of that just for one lone star? Is such a silly, trivial thing like not wanting to betray that beautiful star really worth going through with this? I hear voices cursing me for bringing about Britain's end. Voices who loathe me for fulfilling my duty from paradise. Thousands, tens of thousands of voices decrying me, millions of voices blaming me. This is vice. The fact is, there's no such thing as a star shining in a storm. That's why I can't save anyone besides myself. Not with a reason like that. Uh-huh? Who's there? Who's protecting me? You're not doing a very good job, but you're still stretching your hands out, desperately trying to help me. Someone who lost their life because of your capricious whims. Someone you've long since forgotten. Someone from the fringes who's just like you. Her name is... I see. I guess not having a name really is a terrible thing. In that case, what about this? I just came up with the idea now, but... Please, use my name. Artoria Castor. You can go by Artoria or Castor, or both if you prefer. It's not like I'm going to use it anymore anyway, so go ahead and shout it to the world for all I care. Thank you. I promise. I'll always treasure it. And not just this name. I'll always treasure your heart, too. Her name was Hope. She had found that star's light right at the very end. She had grown exhausted from always lifting everyone's spirits, but she still never forgot to smile. She's been protecting me all along, all because of that one impulsive act. Even now, she still believes in me, and all because of that silly, insignificant act. It wasn't anything special or even noble. To any outside observer, it probably seems absolutely silly, but... No. Thank you for treasuring it. That's right. I don't have any amazing reasons either. I'm no different from her at all. I have nothing to be proud of, no actual skills worthy of praise. I don't think I'll ever find a reason others would envy for as long as I live. But even so, who cares? This is all the reason I need. I just don't want to betray that star. I just don't want to abandon these feelings. Silly, insignificant reasons like that. They've always been what we and you have had to rely on to keep going.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we're not going to read that.
Deus Ex Machina! Even if you have to grin and bear it. Even if it's just for your own satisfaction. Even if you lack confidence and never figure out the answer. Even if it's a reason anyone else would think is silly, insignificant. It's the only thing I believe in. It's the only thing I can believe in. The only thing keeping me going, even now. Farewell, young you, now and forever. In time, the star beating within your chest and the timbre of the bells will resonate inside you. I have heard the foreign mage's summons and come to his aid in accordance with our contract. If this battle is not to punish Britain, but to save the world, then I will cross even the ends of time to deliver this sword into his hands. Are you freaking kidding me? I mean, I know I said this is what you should be doing. But did you seriously have to become a heroic spirit as an AVALON LaFae? I can't believe it. Just how much of a knight are you? Still, showing up now is a little pathetic, don't you think? I mean, you already had your dramatic exit. I don't know if that's your future form, or if you've become some sort of special guardian. Britain's gone, though. You lost. Your part in this play is long since over. Performers like you who can't cut it the first time around have no business returning to the stage. That's true. There isn't anything from here to protect anymore. Nonetheless, Fairy King Oberon, he who desired Britain's destruction, I agree that it is painful to witness a dead world being artificially kept alive. You were right to bring this one to an end. I know, right? But you were wrong to try to end others that had nothing to do with it. Even if these fairies were beyond salvation, and our future was devoid of hope, that doesn't give you the right to rob others of their present when the future still lies ahead. That is an act of cowardice far more painful to witness than merely trying to escape destruction. Isn't that right, Oberon? Your actions have been dreadfully earnest and, quite frankly, pathetic. Damn, this Vortigern doesn't hold back. Where am I? What have I been... Oh, this is a surprise. MASH! Yes, I was having a very strange dream. It's hard to describe, but it felt like I was falling endlessly. Huh? Senpai? Artoria? Oh, great. Now even MASH is awake. Must be Artoria's doing. Guess this means the ones in the command room will be waking up too then. Fantastic. MASH, Silver Shinobi will fill you in later. Right now, we need your help. We're going to destroy the abyssal worm here at its source before it can spread beyond Britain. Right. Leave it to me. You're still just as quick to change gears as ever. Well, whatever. It's fine. You Chaldeans do so love defeating your enemies. So if that's how you want to play, I'm game. I was just getting tired of the chatter anyway. I've already told you enough about what I am. If we were in a play, this would be the grand finale. Shame nobody's around to watch it. Oh well. I'll just content myself with knowing it's a third-rate production no one would want to see anyway. Come on then, Silver Shinobi. Your prize summon should work just fine now. Show me how proud you are to fight for humanity. Gladly. Bringing about the collapse, erasing the twilight. It's all just like a summer night's dream. My name is Oberon. Oberon Vortigern. I am the death waiting in opposition to all of you. I am a threat to all humanity. I'm not like the beasts. I don't love anything. I'll prove that to you in this battle. Now lift the curtain on this tragedy. This is where your pilgrimage comes to an end. Alright, up to 4 servants from your party can be selected in this quest. I believe last stream, John said to me that I was best off picking all foreigners. Let's see. I think I'll go with Abby, Double X, Voyager, and Summer Abby. Let's get a couple of imaginary elements on there. There they are. Alright. Alright. Contact.
Oh yeah, Silver, did you manage to find your violet cartridge?
No, not yet.
Oh well.
Hey, John, you're here. Just in time.
Well, you've got until Friday anyhow. That's when the redo starts. Yeah.
Alright.
I guess if worst comes to worst, I could probably try to just clone it and send it to you.
Yeah.
I have your ID and everything, so I could
Yeah.
just make it yours if you wanted.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Oberon,
Alright,
the Abyssal Worm.
don't forget. Don't forget. Since Oberon is a pretender, foreigners are the way.
Foreigners are the way. Got it.
No alter egos. He'll shoot through those. He'll shoot through those like a damn termite.
いけない子だわ
Okay, well. Increase debuff chance rate. Remove one buff from a single enemy when attacking and decrease attack when the removal is successful. Huh.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. And I mean a problem.
Yeah,
And I would know. I fought that crappy bug.
はい落ち着いて落ち着いて
So I would. Yeah, I'm basically giving Silver sound advice.
Alright, let's see.
圧倒します我が手に白金の鍵あり虚無より現れその指先で触れたもん我が父なる神よバラの眠りを超え
Ooh! Yeah, that's some good damage. I already did like 100k to him. Just then from Abby.
I told you, the foreigners are the way.
そこです
Which makes sense because pretenders are supposed to be super effective against alter egos.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So, wait, Oberon is weak to foreigners?
Yes.
So the way it works is it's basically you know how the Pokemon type rock paper scissors system works, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think of it as like 4 rotating gears. You have Saber, Lancer, and Archer in that order.
The night classes.
The night classes. You have Rider, Caster, Assassin. I put Berserker in the middle since they do damage to everything, but they also take damage from everything.
The cavalry classes.
The cavalry classes. You have the first round of extra classes: Ruler, Avenger, Moon Cancer. And this is basically the second round of extra classes: Alter Ego, Foreigner, Pretender. Now, in each of those sets of 3, it's basically a rock paper scissors system within itself.
Okay.
Alter Ego is good against Foreigners. Foreigners is good against Pretenders. Pretenders is good against Alter Egos.
Well, look, the reason I'm saying is because I mean, if Oberon is weak to foreigners, I mean, maybe he wouldn't have to worry about this if he had just built a wall around Fairy Britain.
God damn it, man.
Oh, you ass!
I mean, he was the king; he could have done it.
What?
Sounded.
Right at home, I am whacking you with a chop.
I mean, the funny thing is, he even said, like, in the story book meeting that outside elements, like, flow into Fairy Britain, like, Blossom or whatever. It was something similar to that. So
True.
It's like, hey, it kind of worked.
下がっているよ
This
I should have seen that joke coming.
That's the worst part. Can we leave this guy in the abyssal void? Please?
Dude,
Alright.
would probably sit me out and be like, are you guys crazy? We don't even want him.
Oh, wait, hold on. What's that? Did MASH just get a buff?
It'd be like that one scene in Billy and Mandy where Billy is like stuck in hell with the devil's throwing back because they don't want him.
Okay, that was kind of funny. The fact that Oberon just attacked with a pill bug by kicking it at us like a soccer ball.
Probably.
That's pretty good.
That is actually pretty funny.
Oh, hey, look, it's what I want to do to any fairies by the time we're done with this walking etymologist exam.
Alright,
Hey, I'm no Justin Tucker, okay?
Alright, let's see. Let's heal MASH a little. Okay, so I'll have to be relatively sparing with the buffs.
With the buffs. Because, as stated, once Oberon adioses that buff, that's an attack down for your servants, dog. In other news, Sayori tipped me off that the Xenomorph from the Alien franchise is joining us in dunking on Fairy Britain.
I saw it's new hunter in Dead by Daylight, right?
Well, new killer and yes. And
Ow.
the fact that Sayori scouted something as iconic as the Xenomorph in her second scouting mission,
That's
enough to make a grown man cry. Duality of Sayori, Silver.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. Illusionary buff.
Silver, I meant to bring this up, but there's actually a hint in Scarlet and Violet, or at least the DLC, that pertains to us getting Unova remake, and I don't think anyone else has pointed it out yet.
Oh?
And it's the fact that okay, it's the mere fact that Blueberry Academy is called Blueberry Academy.
What?
That probably. Well, think about it. What is the Academy in Scarlet called Orange Academy?
The Academy in Scarlet is called Orange. In Violet, it's called Grape, basically.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Uva.
It's called Uve, and I'm probably mispronouncing it, but they're called different words. But these words are same. Blueberry isn't called whatever the Spanish word for blueberry is. It's called blueberry, an English word. And the only two English-speaking regions are Unova and Galar. And I don't think we're going to get a Galar remake.
Fair point,
granted, the chairman or the dean or whoever, whatever you call the headmaster, he is wearing like a scarf that looks like a haunted, so that might be a hint, but whatever. It might be a hint that, it's...
now that you mention it, I feel like that might just be a stray detail.
I mean, still, one way or the other, but yeah.
Still, logically, either a Unova remake or a Legends Arceus style game about Unova. It does feel like either way. It does feel like either way, Unova is next on the docket.
Well, there is one other thing, and it's because that Riddler 2 poll that I posted before, where it's like, oh, which one do you want to see next, place your bets? And it was Black 3 and White 3, Pokemon Legends Kyurem. The other one was, but there was Paradox Unova, which no one really understood. Well, here's the interesting thing about that. I think Paradox Unova, whatever that might be, is actually what we're going to get. Now, whether or not it's a Legend-style game, I mean, who knows, but I feel like that's what we're going to get because, one, It's so oddly specific. There's no context to it, and there's actually a character that Riddler 2 has hinted at that could actually hint of that being the answer. See, there's a okay, you know the art for on the right side, one of them has a frying pan, the other one has white hair. You know
I
that? Have you seen it?
think.
Well, the interesting thing is, admittedly, I didn't figure this out. Someone else kind of pointed it out, but this one trainer with white hair has white sideburns, and the only other character that has, well, actually, for context, he said that a character in Blueberry Academy is going to have some significant role in the next game, right? So...
Oh wait,
one
white
character-
sideburns. Right.
Yeah, the only character that has white sideburns is this character and Graydon.
Yep, I know the one you're talking about.
But here's the thing, though. People are speculating that that might be a younger Graydon. So how is there a younger Graydon in Blueberry Academy unless there's a paradox going on?
Ah.
Yeah, so that's why people are leaning toward Paradox. I mean, that'd be cool. Because, like, I think a lot of people were thinking that Paradox was going to take place in the future and we were going to see, like, Paradox Pokemon, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. I mean, after all, there were time and space elements in the post-game of Unova, namely Black City and White City, or White Forest. In fact, in Japan, I think the name for that area, I want to say it's called something like the Boundaries of Time or something. Like, it has something correlating to that, the Japanese name for that particular area where they show up.
Here we go. Noble Phantasm.
So, I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll find out in about 7 days what's going on. Hopefully.
So it's now called Lie Like Vortigern.
Yeah. And he basically summons that big ass thing of insects to devour us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if only I had... On the plus side, it gives us Invincible. Oh, right. He has Ignore Invincible.
Well, shit.
On the plus side...
Well,
On the plus side, I'm already at his final health bar.
all right.
Yeah. Abby really came through.
Jeez, Annie's been carrying the squad on her back.
She's got that... She's got that A rank strength.
Well, thanks.
Alright.
Don't mind the noise, guys. Don't mind the noise. I'm currently walking.
Alright. Buster, either space lawful. I think I just broke John.
No, he said not to not mind the noise. He was doing something.
Oh.
Okay, so... Although I wish he'd kind of mute himself if he's going to make noise.
There he goes.
Okay. Alrighty, there we go. Dear God, why are so people afraid of pressing the mute button? But oh well.
Oh no, and he just took out Abby, okay.
You know, I don't know if I mentioned this before. It seems like something I'd bring up before, but I don't really remember. I wonder if the headmaster for Blueberry Academy, assuming he actually is like, assuming it's not really meant to be a hint of Unova and it's actually something Galarian or whatever.
Yeah.
I wonder if he has some relation to Penny. The reason I say that is because Penny mentions how her dad or one of her family members or whatever is like always, doting on her. And the first thing you think of is, what the hell's his name? Cameron Rhodes' brother. I forget his name off the top of my head.
Oh! Name escapes me too.
It's Peony. There we go. Right, Peony.
Oh yeah, him.
Yeah, and if you look at the headmaster, now maybe I'm just confusing myself here. I might have to check, but the headmaster, whose name I forget, he kind of has a similar skin tone to Rose and Peony. So it's like I wonder if there's some relation going on there. Because it wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense for Penny to be referencing, Peony, unless he like adopted her. Like it's not really like Penny isn't his biological daughter. Because I mean Penny's white, so clearly she's either mixed race or she's adopted or something.
Oh, I think I screwed up. I went for I went for a Voyager Brave Chain instead of having Castoria's around Caliburn.
Or rather, hope for Avalon, rather.
You know what I mean. Okay, on the plus side, Summer Abbey is out. Mass Hysteria to lower his defense. Oh, shoot.
Let me guess, you screwed up.
No, it's not that I did kind of screw up with that whole thing going for the Voyager Brave Chain that I mentioned. But, I noticed that Castoria is still hit with a sleep status, so I can't follow up with Round of Avalon after Summer Abbey does her Dreamland, so...
Knowing you, you're gonna... knowing how you are, you're gonna improvise.
On the plus side, I removed one of his buffs, so... Looks like the best I can do is Brave Chain with Summer Abbey, and hope it does enough.
So yeah, Emma, so last time Silver and I did an FGO stream, we threw hands with... We packed up Barrow Goose and sent him to the Shadow Realm.
Let's see, we've also beaten Kornonos. That fight took for freaking ever.
Yeah, and I had to keep count on how many freaking layered curses Paddington and Evil Twin had.
Okay. Last stretch. He just did 2 evening shrouds in a row. I'm a little concerned.
Yeah. That ain't good. That is not good.
Actually, hold on. I might be able to pull this off. I just got to think very carefully about what to do here.
But again, it begs the question, what the heck are we gonna do once you prune this lost belt?
Good question.
I mean, you already played Drawn to Life thanks to this goofy wee file.
Actually, that was Forrest's. That was Drake's pick.
Oh.
First off, get your facts straight.
You shouldn't have been in the call. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, and then I changed my vote, so it was a 3-way tie. He was so pissed off at me for that.
Yeah, that was.
Like, okay, I'll be nice. I'll vote. I'll put it back to Drawn to Life just because you really want it. I will admit, the next thing you should probably do is, or at least somewhat close to November, is maybe do the original Super Mario RPG. Because sometime in November, I think, is when the remake is going to come out.
Oh yeah.
So it'd be a timely event.
That's the reason why I voted for that game. It would just make sense.
Well,
hold on a second. He still has 2 months, and Drawn to Life, from what Forrest has been saying, isn't a very long game, so he'll have plenty of time.
so after Drawn to Life, the options will be between Earthbound or Super Mario RPG.
Yeah, there you go.
So it'll be between fighting off machines and fighting off Eldritch monster things.
Eldritch monsters combined with aliens.
I do not envy you, man.
All right.
In other news, Nero.
What was that?
I said, for one game, you haven't got a prayer. For the other game, all you can do is pray. You get where I'm going with that.
Yep, I get what you're doing. I see what you did there.
Oh, for once, I didn't post streams. I will not lose subscriber. For now.
Why nobody
Ooh.
watches that?
All right. He's almost done. Just got 45k health left. And it's a good thing I triggered Round of Avalon because his Noble Phantasm kicked in.
Who wants to tell this? Who wants to tell this man that Lilac Vortigern also removes buffs?
I know it removes buffs, but it doesn't do the damage before it removes buffs. So basically, yeah, Abby was just woken up, and that's the only thing he did. So I just need a good solid hit from Abby, and I win.
Yeah, and then this lost belt finally gets pruned, and I get to go back to smoking on that Fairy Britain pack.
All right, 15k left, just try.
By the way, MSL, you weren't around when Silver streamed the end of part 2, right?
Nope, I typically don't join the face streams because I figure, I might as well leave room for people who are like, big fans of the game and stuff, but, I mean, Silver was just by himself today, so I figured I'd hop in. But anyway, yeah, I didn't see I didn't see the second part.
Oh man, this is gonna be so fitting. Castoria, finish him.
Oh, hey, that poet. I used the original AVALON thing to deal with Captain Bug Boy over there, and then you use the modern one to do the same thing. Poetic freaking justice.
And it is done.
Yeah, but the fairies, being the bunch of savage nothing burgers that they are, decided to stage a coup d'etat on Morgan, killing her, eating Babon's seat into the pit where she meets the giant angry teddy bear, that is Terminus. And then everything falls to absolute crap at the start of part 3.
Yep. Alright, here we go. It's Lord Oberon! Everyone, come quick! Lord Oberon has returned. Please, Lord Oberon, tell us all about the ones outside you want to kill us. I'm back, everyone. Did you all manage to survive the day again? Oh, you already burned to death? Gotcha. Well, that's okay. It was going to happen eventually. I'll just tell you about the outside some other time then. Honestly, I haven't got any new stories right now anyway. Oh? It's you. Oh, sorry. Was I sleeping? Seriously? Just how shameless are you, you bastard? Oops, there I go again. No more foul language from me. What are you doing here anyway? Did you fall asleep when we were fighting? It's fine. This is all just a dream anyway. How about one last cup of tea before you go? I really haven't got anything left to say. I've already told you everything about my goal, what I'm really like, and how things got to this point. So I really don't see what reason you could have to stick around here anymore. This is the end, right? What's the harm in being honest with me about how you feel now? Are you kidding me? You really are an idiot, aren't you? Even I'm not this bad. I've met insects with better memories than you. Hey, you're the one who said you're a liar, right? Okay, you got me there. You're right, I do feel strongly about some things. A lot of things, actually. Vortigern was Britain's destiny incarnate, and I was born as part of him. I'm not just Vortigern, though, you know. I'm Oberon, too. Did I ever tell you about what the land of the FAE really is? It's all a big, well, fairy tale. A single story. Nothing more. A 14,000-year picture book. Morgan wrote just to have somewhere to belong, even if it had to be fictional. And you people rejected it, just like you have all the others. You said it was wrong. That it was meaningless. I didn't like that. So much so that it even made me forget my disgust with everything. You made up characters who behave exactly how you want, put them in the kind of stories people dream about. Stories so good they even change your very lives. Then you just laugh and dismiss them as nothing more than flights of fancy. So, this is about stories? That's right. There's still meaning to be found in even the most hackneyed of kingdoms, or the most unsung side characters. All those stories you people from reality just forgot the moment you finished the last page? They had every bit as much right to remain afterward as anything else. Oh well, there's no point in telling you this. You're human. You'll forget all about it once the next story comes along. Proper human history is all about growth and progress, right? Nothing is permanent there. It all just keeps going forever. Me? I find all that stuff a huge pain in the ass. I was absolutely livid. That's why I wanted to end everything. There. Happy? Now wake up already. You don't need a morning lark or even an evening one. Not yet, anyway. Alright. See you later, asshole of Chaldea. This journey might have sucked, but at least it was full of surprises. Good luck with the next one. I'll pray for your success just as hard as I can. Where are you going? Where are you going? I'll come with you. I'll come with you. Goodbye, friend of Oberon. Come visit Oberon's woods again sometime. Ugh! Oberon! Oberon Vortigern's fallen off the deck and is plummeting into the hollow. His spirit core suffered serious damage. For Vortigern, the abyssal worm, the sacred sword is a double-edged blade, both sustenance and poison. He won't crawl back up here again, not with an injury like that. He will simply fall endlessly into a non-existent abyss. Falling down this hole forever. That sounds... No. This is how it should be. Oh. It seems I won't be able to bask in our victory. It is already time for me to leave. Well, give my regards to your Merlin. It's only right, since I came here without asking. I will. Thank you. No, thank you. It was good to hear your voice. I'm just glad I was able to be of help. This is the Stormborder Command Room. Do you read me, Silver Shinobi? We don't know how it happened, but we can at least see what's happening. We just picked up a breakdown. No, a blockage in this conceptual space. The Abyss is starting to lose all connection to the outside world. We need to get out of here before it completely closes up, or we'll be stuck falling here forever. So I'm going to point the Stormborder straight up and try to fly us out of here at full speed. Silver Shinobi, Mash, you both need to get inside the border right now. Did you hear that, Master? What should we do? Please, do not worry about me. I have already said my goodbyes. The girl who traveled with you, Artoria Castor. She existed only in this lost belt and will return to the planet's inner sea, along with the Shadow of Paradise. However, her actions and the answer she found have been inscribed upon me. I am not King Arthur. I am the concept of the Sacred Sword's wielder, the Knight of the Sacred Sword given form. I only entrust the Sacred Sword to those who use it, to those it has chosen. So consider this a special bonus. It was an important contract after all, so I could not break it. Right, this was just a one-time thing. Indeed, just as you wished to help, so too did my other self. Now please, hurry. You must not let yourselves be caught up in the abyssal worm's downfall. Farewell, Silver Shinobi. Mash. Tread onward without fear, for the light of the stargazers of Chaldea shall always illuminate your path. Goodbye, precious friend of Britain. Goodbye, kindred spirit. Senpai. Come on, let's go. Right. Okay, Captain. Silver Shinobi and Mash are back inside. Now punch it! Alright. Activate all 4 Triton engines in parallel. Target speed 10,000 kilometers per hour. Set a course out of this hollow. Let's go! Professor, how long before the exit collapses? Will we make it at this speed? Okay, it looks like we have about 5 minutes before the abyss is completely sealed. Since the computer room has been shut down for 20 minutes, and assuming that the ship has been falling constantly during that period... Okay, quick and dirty calculations say we've fallen about 420 kilometers. So if we can push the border to Mach 8.5, even accounting for acceleration and deceleration, we should have no trouble getting out in time. Wait, I just realized something. There's no point in calculating the distance we've fallen. This hole is infinite. Now that we're inside, there is no entrance or exit. We can't possibly reach where we fell in, no matter how fast we fly. I see. Then we'll just have to make our own exit. Captain, can the Stormborder's cannons blast open the sides of this hole? If we can't make it to an exit by flying upwards, our only choice is to break down this hollow's very concept. It will be risky since there's no telling where we may emerge, but in 5 minutes' time, even that risk will no longer be an option. I'm sorry, but after all that fighting, we just don't have the power for that. Keeping the ship flying is the absolute best we could do. Even if we shut down one of the engines now, we wouldn't have nearly enough time to create a Spiritron warhead. Then you mean we can't leave? All because there's no exit? I'm afraid so. And once the hollow is completely blocked off, we won't be able to go anywhere. Once this hollow loses its connection to the outside world, it will be even more inescapable than a black hole. A black hole may be a mass of gravity so dense that even light can't break free, but at least it still has an exit. Theoretically, one could still make their way out if they could achieve faster than light travel. But there simply is no means of escaping this hollow. It is an inescapable space that no man-made transportation technology can leave, regardless of how advanced. It is truly the epitome of a pitfall. Even as we are ascending, we continue to fall towards the abyss. Damn it, man, this is no time to be admiring it. Ugh! Isn't there anything we could do? It's not as though we're under attack or the ship is about to explode. I'll be damned if I'm going to admit defeat just because of a missing exit.
You know, I was going to make a Sonic Hero, not Sonic Hero, Sonic Forces reference because of how Sonic escapes, what the hell is it called, Hell Space, just by going fast, but it's like they pretty much did it for me. With all the talk of like, oh, we're just going to have, if only we could go like faster than the speed of light or something. Yeah.
Guys! I just picked up some kind of explosion 3,000 kilometers away. The hull's been ripped open. I can see the outside again. That thermic ray has got to be Albion. Albion just fired off a mana burst. I don't know why she did it, but Albion just attacked the abyssal worm. Well, not looking a gift bug in the mouth. She falls to the ground, her strength exhausted. The sky of the end times looms overhead. Still yearning for the distant horizon, she continued to descend. Her intelligence and memories were gone. Everything that made her who she was had been shattered. All that remained now was the decaying corpse of a long-dead dragon. A falling star with neither purpose nor desire, doomed to scatter upon impact. And yet she still felt pain in her hollow chest. There was still something she desperately needed to remember. Searching. Searching. Searching.
File not found.
I mean, I was half expecting that to be the line, actually. In an instant, old sights flashed before her eyes and shattered forever. With each memory, sparks flew from her cells. It was as though they were telling her what she is, what she used to be, and why she'd flown around this place for so long. There, she saw it. Fairy Britain's destroyer, the one who brought it to its conclusion. Britain's white dragon. Possessed of the same name as her, it was finality given form, swallowing up the entire world those she loved had called home. She spread her broken wings and summoned her voice through her crushed throat. Her scales peeled away as she flies. Her flesh began to slough off, unable to handle the strain of reactivation. She knew this and flew on anyway. That's right. I have to fly. I have to fly. Even if I never did anything honorable as a fairy, even if I never did anything noble as a knight. Even if I am a freak of nature who was just imitating people all along. She wasn't a British fairy. As a higher form of life, she was a perpetual outsider, neither fairy nor human. As the dragon who presides over the border, she was considered part of proper human history, even within a lost belt. As a life form on the outside, there had never been a place for her in this Britain. I'll never know the ground or peace. I'll never have what I truly want. All I have is this sight here before me. The border that separates the earth from the heavens, and the stars from space. And yet there was still something she had gained. Something that, whether false or abandoned, she had found for herself. She could remember nothing now, but the fact alone that her memory circuits were blank proved that those memories once existed. This body's name, the name it was given here. The wind resistance whittled her body down. The increase in speed chipped away at her dragon form a little more. If she kept going, she would soon self-destruct. The few moments remaining to her had nearly passed. No weapon would behave like this. No living thing would do something so paradoxical. The dragon understood it was acting erratically. And yet, it persisted. Objective: stop anyone aiding Britain's destruction. Reason: unknown. The fire that shone in her eyes drove her to fly even faster. My name is Melusine. Tamlin Melusine. Now fly. Even if you are just an animated corpse, you still must fly. She tore through the air, soaring over the destruction below and flying straight for her enemy. And so the crumbling dragon, one of the beings who found salvation in this Britain, let out her final roar. That sound. A vaguely irritating sound jolted her to her senses. Several hours after the Tamlin ran her through, she slowly opened her eyes, still sprawled on her back. It's so quiet. The riots must have died down. Of course they have. They were at it for so long, they must have finally exhausted themselves. You see? I told you all we had to do was wait. Someone always takes care of my problems if I'm patient enough. It's always been that way for me. Why should this be any different? She coughed a few times, her throat oddly parched. Then she smiled a gentle smile and began an elegant speech, just as she had many times before. But there was no one to hear it. Everyone in her city was dead. All she received in response was visions of her past. You know what your one and only love is? Shining brighter than anyone else. You would never think to improve yourself. The very notion of growth and effort is alien to you. And why shouldn't they be? You've been perfect from the moment you came into existence. You don't have to work like the Earth Clan. You don't have to suffer injury like the Fang Clan. You don't have to study like the Wing Clan. You don't have to serve like the Mirror Clan. No, the Wind Clan's value lies solely in it existing in the first place. And you, Aurora, are the very avatar of that value. You don't love anyone, but you also don't want anyone. All you need is ornaments to further adorn yourself. What a wonderful way to live. I think it's fabulous. In fact, I really love it. But you're diminished whenever someone grows more popular than you. Of course, you would never get your hands dirty. You have all the people who adore you for that. Just like you did at Londinium and with Einzel. Huh? Whatever are you talking about, Oberon? They both deserved what happened to them. I was sad when I learned they were dead, but I suppose they must have done something to earn someone's ire. Ah, I see. How wonderful. I must have just imagined that you sent them to the Western Human Ranch, knowing Gawain had a visit planned just when they'd arrive. I must have dreamed that you assigned one of your most capable FAE horses to monitor them and report to you. Huh? True, I did know Gawain would be going there that day. But was it wrong to have her meet with the Child of Prophecy? Not at all. You helped me move up my plans and cleared away a few actors in a stroke. Anyway, I'd better get going. Have fun scheming with Spriggan. Aw, leaving so soon. Well, that's a shame. I thought you were going to tell me more fun stories today. Yeah, you don't need me for that. You're already aware of almost everything that happens in Britain, right? Really? Nobody can compare to the Wind Clan when it comes to espionage. Your Wind Tidings can manipulate information so easily, it's genuinely terrifying. Oh, but I will say this. Would you mind leaving Artoria and Silver Shinobi alone? I'm going to need both of them in order to defeat Morgan. Oh my, you're never so serious. It's almost enough to make me jealous of them. Oberon? You told me your only goal was to remove Morgan from the throne, but can I really trust you? You're not just some nasty vermin that's stuck into my Britain, are you? Of course not. Everything I do is for Britain's future. That's why I've been telling you all this. I truly believe you're the one best suited to rule it. That said, you probably shouldn't trust me too much, no? Everything I say is a lie, after all. Huh? What do you mean by that? If everything you say is a lie, that would mean you're also lying when you say not to trust you. That's just the kind of heroic spirit I am. I'm not hiding the truth or spreading falsehoods. It's just that everything Oberon the Fairy King says because something that was never worth believing. Doesn't matter if I speak the truth or not. Once I say it, it becomes a lie. You and I are opposites in that regard, Aurora. Everything you say becomes true. No matter what dark feelings you harbor or how falsely you present yourself, the moment you say something, everyone, fairies, humans, even you yourself, takes it as the gospel truth. You're so silly, Oberon. I never know what it is you're talking about. Are you calling me a liar? As in, it takes a liar to know a liar? Not at all. You're not even aware you're lying, right? You're both an aggressor and an innocent bystander. That's how you survive this long. The very idea that you're Britain's most beautiful fairy is ridiculous. No, what you are is Britain's most innocent usurper. He really was adorable. I should have caught and killed him when I had the chance. To be the most beautiful fairy in Britain. To be the fairy who shone brightest of all. That was her only purpose. She spent every minute of her 3,000 years being exactly that. For her, lying and scheming weren't crimes. They were just the cost of being her. She had no concept of evil or of good. She only ever thought of ways to keep shining. That said, there was one time, just one time she did something that wasn't solely for her own benefit. It was in the Lake District during the era of the High Queen 1600, when she went to inspect the Mirror Clan's town along with her ladies-in-waiting. There she found a strange creature in a dark bog. It was a writhing mass of flesh, a thing even fouler than its putrid surroundings. Oh my! It was all a calculated act, a way for her to show off to her servants. Just imagine it. Britain's most beautiful fairy, helping Britain's most grotesque creature. A ploy to spread the word about what a wonderful, selfless fairy she must be to do such a thing. My name is Aurora. What's yours? What she hadn't expected was for the mass of flesh he cradled in her arms to begin weeping like a person. She had never before seen tears so sad, so utterly genuine. Never before had she been so moved by her own actions, rather than the envy she so enjoyed them creating. Honestly, I never wanted to touch that thing. I want to be like you. That was what the mass of flesh said before transforming into a beautiful fairy. Though Aurora's youth was eternal, she still suffered from decline. Her wings had continued to lose their luster ever since the era of the High Queen began, and her natural shine would grow dim without a steady supply of new and unusual delights. And yet, that girl... She was stronger than anything, more beautiful than anyone. She never declined, even in the smallest way. She didn't need to be innocent, so she would never realize what a monster she was. You see? There she is right now. A dragon fairy soaring nobly through the sky. How irritating, how contemptible, how revolting. Aurora was stuck on the ground covered in dirt and grime, while the dragon fairy shone more beautifully than anyone. Foolish girl, if you kill me... The dragon fairy would return to being no more than a mass of flesh. Aurora would never come to love the dragon. She was so certain she would never return its affection. She wanted nothing more than for the dragon to suffer, continually despondent at never hearing that simple statement of genuine affection she so craved. It was that longing, that despair, that made the dragon the fairy she was. That's why it benefited the dragon to continue protecting Aurora, the source of her suffering. But it hadn't been her own benefit that the dragon killed Aurora. It had been for Aurora's. Yes, that's right. I'm not afraid to die. What I fear is losing my radiance, having my colors fade and no longer being special. That's why. Even though the dragon knew that doing so would turn her back into the hideous mass of flesh she used to be, she still chose to kill her. Aurora, the miracle that saved her, and the one she loved more than anything else in the world. What an utterly loathsome creature. Fine. I'm glad to finally be free of it. You see, Oberon? Idiocy like that is the stuff of true innocence. She had only cradled that mass of flesh to show off what a good person she was. It reflected her inner ugliness as clearly as a lake. Go away. Go away. But the creature born from that hideous mass was truly beautiful. Aurora realized she had done something good for the first time in her life, and smiled. Higher. Higher. As high as you possibly can. And so, gazing upwards with childlike innocence, as the dragon corpse scattered like dust in the wind. Aurora faded away, and her radiance finally faded. There's the exit.
Yes, I see it too. But why in the world did Albion do that?
We can worry about that later. Da Vinci, what's our distance to the target? We're 800 kilometers away from the rift. It's farther than it looks, but we can totally make it. Captain! Everyone, hold on to whatever you can. Munir, maximum power. Forget all the safeties and just get us out of here. Aye, aye, Captain. Full speed ahead. I'll punch it all the way to the sun if I have to. Oberon was falling. He kept falling down the bottomless void, along an endless shaft. He had no strength left to fly. No, actually. The wings on my back are just for show. I could never fly, stupid. He smiled a hateful smile. He was truly enjoying himself. He may have been defeated, but he'd still accomplished his goal. His only regret was that he hadn't been able to take Chaldea down with him. Go on, get out of here. It'll be a relief not to have to see your damned faces anymore. Further. The foreign mage, the other child of prophecy, the companions he had spent his long journey with, flew further into the distant sky. Then, after Oberon the Liar had hatefully seen them off. Oh well, who cares? What matters is that I killed Britain just like I wanted. Although, I'm sorry, Titania, my fictional queen, who loved me in all my twisted ways. I'm sorry I couldn't get rid of those proper human history bastards for you. Titania, one who was created for a single purpose, then discarded the moment it had been served. The sacrificial love of his life who could only exist within a story. Maybe he'd already met someone similar to her. But even if he had, Oberon the Liar would never be able to believe it. You know, it's weird. Even though I got the ever-living shit kicked out of me, I still feel strangely at peace. The hole in the abyss disappeared as he continued his endless fall. There. Huh. So that's proper human history's sky, huh? Damn it. It's so beautiful it makes me sick. The infinite hollow sealed itself as the abyssal worm fell on, a destination forever beyond his reach.
Oh. Alright.
Alright, epilogue, the curtain falls. Approaching the mirror world plane into standard space in 40, 30, 20. Shut off Triton engines 2 through 4. Get us back to normal speed. Here it comes. Everyone brace for impact. We're about to reach the British Lost Belts. No, regular British airspace. Senpai, look out the window. Come on, Mash, let's go. Attention all staff. The storm border has successfully returned to British airspace. We are standing down from high alert. Please return all weaponry to the armory and resume your standard duties. First, I'm told Commander Gordolf would like to say a few words. The floor is yours, Commander. Right then. First off, I want to congratulate you all on completing this extraordinarily long mission. The field team did exemplary work in investigating this mysterious land, enlisting help from the local populace, and preventing the world's collapse. And for 50 days, our staff remained vigilantly on standby in almost total darkness, all while keeping the border shipshape. Thanks to all your efforts, Sheba is now back to normal parameters. This, of course, means the collapse that was predicted to spread from Britain to the rest of the world has been completely averted. So I am proud to announce that, as of this moment, our operation in the British Lost Belt is concluded.
Congratulations! Hip hip hooray! Pfft, is that the best you got, Chubby? You really ought to brush up on your vocabulary. I was just saying what I felt. If you think you could do better, you could try giving the next speech. Do you know how hard it is to be cool, collected, and eloquent with a spotlight on you? The answer is pretty damn. Good grief. Da Vinci, could you give me the mic again? Next, I have more mundane news. We are currently flying at low speed so we can run diagnostics on all our systems. I've put up an air net around the deck, so for the next 20 minutes, those who wish to go out there may do so. Take a look. It might not be easy, but it's still important. Go make one last memory of Britain before we leave it behind. It feels like forever since I last saw the sky this color. Although, this Britain, Fairy Britain, is gone now. That's what happens when a singularity is repaired. But it still existed, just like the other Lost Belts. Right. Right! I learned so many valuable things on this journey. I'll treasure these memories forever. Hey! Silver Shinobi! MASH! Da Vinci! Did you come to take one last look at Britain, too? Sure did. After all the time I spent traveling around it, I figure I should say a final goodbye. Plus, I wanted to toast Mike with this wine I got from Baker. So long, Mike. I bet you're doing great things with your pub right now. In fact, I know you are. Even if you're from a different world that's been restored and pruned away. Even if it's no longer possible to observe it now that this universe has deemed it unnecessary. The planet still remembers everything that once existed on it. One of these days, I'm going to cross that border so I can pay you a visit and see how far you've come. That's a great idea, Da Vinci. Oh, right! That's not the only reason I came here. You guys gotta come with me to my workshop, now! The spirit origin graph just started glowing out of nowhere, and I also heard what sounds like meowing? Help me check the summoner, will you? There's no telling what might pop out from it. I see. Leave it to me. I can handle whatever it throws at us. After all the power-ups I got in Fairy Britain, I'm basically super Kyrielite now. Yeah, about that, MASH. Yes? What is it, Master? I'm afraid your spirit origin output's back to normal. That's okay. I knew that. I'll just save my disappointment for later. Aw, precious eggplant. Anyway, never mind that now. We still have to go to Da Vinci's workshop. I'm not sure why, but I'm really excited about this. I think we're about to meet someone wonderful. Yeah, sure about that? Well, okay, I guess I can trust Super Kyrielite's intuition. Okay, Britain, this is it. Thanks for introducing us to so many great people. Now come on, Silver Shinobi, we've still got a long way to go. It's time we stopped reminiscing and went back to our own home. Yeah. Goodbye, Britain. You know, this is kind of exciting. I wonder what sort of...
back on Britain and says, goodbye, you rainy hellhole. I can just hear Clegg reading at me in the distance.
I wonder what sort of heroic spirit we're about to meet.
And this is why I'm an American. Instead of fairies, we have guns.
Trismegistus 2, Catastrophe Defragmentation halted. Transitioning to Catastrophe Automation. Great work on discovering and repairing this unexpected dead end. I really have to hand it to Chaldea. It only took them 23 hours and 58 minutes to prevent the collapse. But there's no time to celebrate. I need to get ready for the next dead end point. Let me see. It looks like the other potentially nasty incidents ahead are
the immature beast that flew off from Britain, in what could end up being the single largest singularity to date. As for Kadok's recovery, it does not seem there's any way to remove his Sirius light, so we'll just have to give up on that. So the hieroglyph prediction is not a problem, revolt, eyelid. I do not get it. In Arabic, please. Oh, I'll just ignore it for now. More importantly, I think it's time to focus on the big gal herself. I wonder what she's going to do next. So that is what our future has in store. I cannot say it is unexpected, but it does not leave us much time. I'd better hurry and make preparations. Chaldea has conquered 6 lost belts, and the foreign god has surely finished her studies by this point. So now we each only have a single target left. This will no doubt be our last victory without any casualties. There's simply no way we can all make it out unscathed from what comes next, is there? Cosmos Denial. Avalon LaFay. Completed. Level cap increased. Bond level limit increased. Okay, so her bond level goes up to 8 now. We getting a Holy Grail for this? We got a Holy Grail. Yay! The class skill FAE's A and the FAE attribute have been added for Artoria Caster. The name of Caster's unique skill, Sword of Selection, has been changed to Sacred Sword Creation. The skill effects have not been changed. The name of Artoria Caster and Morgan's unique skill, Protection of the Lake, has been changed to Avalon LaFay. Skill effects have not been changed. The name of Oberon's class skill, .. has been changed to Anti-Humanity D. The skill effects have not been changed. Servant profile of Artoria Caster has been updated. Change their sync graph on the servant details screen to see their updated profile. We have a friend!
Oh, what happened?
So, not only did we get this to commemorate our completion of the Lost Belt, let's see, gain 10 C stars 1 time, and increase arts card effectiveness by 3%, and increase NP strength by 5% for yourself when entering the field for the first time. Okay. We finally have Habitrot. So this is Chaldea. I heard it was a mage's workshop, so I was imagining it to be something like a scary cave, but it's clean. Fancy even. I can see myself sticking around here a while. Oh, my name's Habitrot. I'm a fairy, friend to brides everywhere, expert tailor, and bringer of happy endings. Well, that's who I am, but I feel like my noble phantasm's a bit off. Do you guys know why that is? Alright, let's see what she's got. Weaving Thread of Fortune, Restore HP, Apply Debuff Immune, increase crit star drop rate for 1 ally. Writing skill, item construction, FAEs. Spinster Habitrut. And if I remember right, now that I have her, she's actually available to get from the friend point summon, I think? So, let's see. She is a 4-star, so she's the second 4-star to be available in Friend Point Summon, I believe. Oh, hey, John.
I'm guessing you finally pruned this godforsaken lost belt.
Yep. It is completed, and we've also got Happy Trot as a friend.
We need a vacation.
Yep.
I mean, you
Yeah,
missed the joke I made. The part where it's like, you know, the main character, in this case, Silver, is like, yeah, goodbye, Britain. I'm like, yeah, goodbye, Britain, you rainy hellhole.
Alright, last one.
Like, yeah, I can hear Clay
Somewhere
screaming in the distance.
Pavan Seed is fuming and is probably planning to slap the taste out of your mouth and break your jaw in the process.
Alright, let's see.
So what do we do now?
Good question.
Farm for embers or something?
Well, there was this one quest that I've been whittling away on lately that the last couple of times I tried it, I've just been tripping up at the finish line. The parade of Hassans. Before I do that, let me see if... Let's see. Actually, is there any way to...
The Umu wants to test you, huh?
Let's see. Palingenesis, I guess.
Yeah, I don't mess with those high tier quests.
Alright, servant enhancement. Let's go ahead with all of these.
So as far as I'm concerned, it's yeah. For me,
What's up?
that
Alright.
relax, Bejo.
The what? What was that you say? Let's see.
Sorry guys, get disconnected for a good second.
There we go. Alright.
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 Just shy of... Actually, given the time, I think we're at a good point where we can call it.
Well, I already thought of a raid message.
What's up?
Wait, I thought of a raid message for you. Oh wait, what? Sounded like somebody was talking.
That'd be...
What?
Anyway, here's a raid message for you. Oberon, more like obliterated.
Bruh.
You know what?
I
You know
mean,
what?
Technically, he's really obliterated. He still exists, but... Yeah.
You know what? Let's go with that.
Oh, alright then. I was gonna say alternatively you could go Goodbye Terry Britain, but alright, if you like what my first one was, then hey.
Alright, Oberon, more like obliterated. And... okay, let's see. Who can we raid? Let's see. Let's go ahead. Ooh, Subarashi is currently playing some God of War, so... you know what? A fellow FGO player, let's go ahead and raid him. Alright, tomorrow afternoon will be more, drawn to life. Not sure what to do with the evening stream, or if there will be an evening stream. So, I will see you guys later. Let's go ahead and raid.